Anyway, Sophie Corcoran, she was at school when many of these restrictions had been in place, and she was describing to the panel and to the viewers her experience of what it's like to kind of be in a school environment wearing masks and all the disruption that's gone with schools opening and closing and exams being kind of cancelled and rearranged and algorithms and all the rest of it. And to be fair to Sophie, and understandably so, she got very distressed. Now, the clip went viral all over the internet, and it really did resonate with a lot of people, parents, students, and it was viewed by nearly 2 million people so far. And as I say, in various different countries. And the main sentiment that came through was kind of relief that this was being heard and discussed and talked about, I guess, because the young people have been ignored. In a lot of this, they've been the kind of recipient of restrictions. Some would say perhaps unfairly so. Someone who certainly thinks like that there's a campaign group, Us for Them, and they actually sent an email to members of Parliament in Scotland with a link to the clip I just mentioned from GBNews. And they sent it to the parliamentarians there saying, surely it's time now. Did you see this clip on GBNews? Look at the experience of this young person. Surely it's time now to stop the restrictions in Scottish schools. Well, a Scottish Member of Parliament, John Mason, who's with the SNP, replied the following. So this is an email that he sent back. Yes, I did watch the video and I did not find it very convincing. And I think anything on GBNews should be taken with a pinch of salt. The SNP, and in fact the whole Scottish Parliament, has prioritised children and young people throughout the pandemic. Measures like keeping schools open as much as possible and closing schools as a last resort, masks and improved ventilation, testing, etc., have all been done for the good of our children. He goes on, as you can see on the screen there, and he kind of says it would be very unwise to lift all restrictions at this point. However, if things continue to improve, then hopefully restrictions can be gradually lifted. Well, John Mason, I was pretty disgraced, actually, by your, pretty angry, should I say, more accurately, by your response. Now, not because you criticised GBNews and you inaccurately smear it. That is indeed your choice. Everyone can have an opinion on the channel and each to their own and all that. The thing that angered me, John Mason, was your casual kind of dismissiveness of the experience that you'd witnessed. You almost called the girl a liar. And this is what I found so often throughout this pandemic. So many rules and restrictions have been put onto children. So just in case you're not aware, in Scotland, secondary school children, so those that are kind of 11, 12 years upwards, have been made to wear masks all day long at school since September 2020. 16 months. And I'm just going to say that again. For 16 months, and it continues to this day, children as young as 11 years old are being made to wear masks in school all day long. So we're talking about 7 hours. If you live in a rural area, you've got to wear them on your, your buses and your transport. So it goes on for hours. And I actually think it's akin to child abuse now, because surely you're not basing these policies on science. We've seen many reports now which says that actually the evidence that these things make any difference whatsoever in schools is inconclusive. I mean, there was a report, I think it was by the Department of Education, and I quote here directly, the evidence of using masks in schools to reduce the spread of COVID is not conclusive. Now, when these people, these members of Parliament, talk about we're doing this to protect the children, let me read you also a second direct quote. The direct COVID-19 health risk to children and young people are very low. Now, I'm sorry, and I have to admit, I've just been shouted at in my ear when I said that this is akin to child abuse for me, but I'm sick of it. And to me, it is akin to child abuse. And this is the problem with many in the media. We sit here and we pontificate about Prosecco and parties, and all the while it is the children that are almost an afterthought, the impact and the effect on them dismissed, and it needs to stop. So John Mason, rather than denying other people's experiences and smearing TV channels, you can have an opportunity, come on this show, talk to the young people, talk to their parents and explain to them what scientific basis you have for making these children spend multiple hours every single day for months on end to protect them, apparently, from an illness which, as I've just explained, has very little risk of causing them serious harm. You're welcome anytime.